What's going on YouTube? Bandit here, back again with another Diablo 3 video. Reaper of Souls 2.1.2 dropped, but you probably already knew that because that's why you're here. Seeing what's new with the wizard. Not a lot has changed with the wizard, guys. They made some changes to the Hydras. Most specifically, the one that I paid the most attention to was the weapon damage reduction in the Mammoth Hydra from 400% down to 330%. But it doesn't really seem to matter because it says that they've significantly increased the amount of Hydra attacks per cast, and the attack speed now affects how fast each Hydra head attacks. And I'll go ahead and put the patch notes for the 2.1.2 down in the description below, and you can see what other changes they've made to the Hydras. But here I am. I'm going to show you the Firebirds build that I've been using with the Fire Wizard here. And it's still doing a ton of damage. You know, don't let the patch notes fool you. We're still getting some work done here with this, and I'm going to go ahead real quick. Just keep in mind this is early on in the patch. There are some more gear optimizations that could be made, but I'm just going to go ahead and go over with you what you'll need to get started to start beasting in T6 rifts with your wizard here. So we'll go ahead and go over the skills first, and then we'll talk about the gear we're using. And then we'll go over Paragon, and I'll show you some footage of this build in action as usual. So here we go. Skills first. We're going Blizzard with Apocalypse, Teleport with Wormhole, Energy Armor with Prismatic Armor, Magic Weapon with Force Weapon, Hydra with Mammoth Hydra, Black Hole with a Blazar, and then for our passives we're using Unstable Anomaly, Conflagration, Unwavering Will, which is actually wrong, so we're going to go ahead and change that. I believe we used Blur here because I want to stay alive a little better. And then we're going with Astral Presence as well. So, we're going to go over these real quick. Blizzard with Apocalypse. It's basically going to be doing some fire damage. This is a really fast ticking skill. And you're basically going to be using this so we can proc our Firebird set bonus, which is dealing fire damage causes the enemy to take the same amount of damage over 3 seconds, stacking up to 3,000%, everybody, weapon damage as fire per second. And after they reach that 3,000% weapon damage, the enemy will burn until they die. So once you get that 3,000% weapon damage distributed amongst the bad guys, they will burn until they die. So you can basically just walk away from these people and they'll still be getting damage done to them. And they will eventually croak, which is the ultimate goal. So let's get back to our skills here. So you're going to want to use that. It's a great skill for the wizard to use for this. I'm using Teleport with Wormhole. I like to be able to teleport twice because sometimes I'll mess up the first time and I'll still be in danger, and I need that second teleport to get the hell out of danger. Energy Armor with Prismatic Armor. I've had a problem with my wizard being squishy, so I like to use this skill to keep him alive a little bit better. It's going to increase your armor by 35%. It's going to decrease your maximum arcane by 20, and it's going to last 10 minutes. And then with the rune, Energy Armor rune, it's going to increase the resistance to all damage types by 25%. So some defensive skills there just to keep you alive and lasting a little bit longer. Our Magic Weapon with Force Weapon, this is just going to give us a damage increase as well. It's going to imbue your weapon with magical energy, granting it 20% increased damage, and that's going to last for 10 minutes. So you can see here, I've got it activated right now. Let's see, yeah, it's bumped my damage up to just a little bit over 1 million. So that's going to give you a nice damage increase there. We'll move right along to Hydra with Mammoth Hydra. And this is our big boy here, and I'll show you a piece of gear that you're going to be using to get the most out of this as well. Mammoth Hydra is going to be breathing a river of flames at nearby enemies, dealing 330% weapon damage per second as fire to enemies caught in the path. Black Hole with Blazar, this is just a nice little crowd control thing. You get a nice group of enemies sucked into the black hole. It's going to be doing fire damage. And once the black hole expires, it's going to cause an explosion. It does 725% weapon damage as fire to enemies within 15 yards. So these are our fire skills that we're going to be using. We're going to be using our Conflagration skill here. Fire damage dealt to enemies applies a burning effect, increasing their chance to be critically hit by 6% for 3 seconds. So that's a must-have if you're using fire skills, Firebirds set. Definitely want that. Unstable Anomaly for that extra life. Once you receive fatal damage, you get a second chance to live. Blur, we're going to decrease our damage taken by 17%. I like this just because it's going to keep me alive a little bit longer and keep me on the trail to glory. And Astral Presence, we do from time to time run out of Arcane, so I like to use this just for the Arcane regeneration and the extra Arcane power. So let's go on over here to our gear. We'll talk about what gear we're using that's really going to make this pop. We're using our Steady Strikers basically for the attack speed increase and for our fire skills here. And let me go ahead and show you what my fire damage is at. We're rocking 92% fire damage. That's pretty beastly. I'm happy with that. It was at 97% the other day. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but we're at 92 now, and I'm still good with that. But that's what you're going to want to do with your gears, guys. Anything that you can roll fire damage on for this Firebird's build is what we're going to go for in this. And then we'll move on down here to our jewelry. I'm running a Stone of Jordan here with a fire skill increase on that. Vit and some increased damage against elites by 26%. Don't have a socket rolled in this. The main socket the main gem you're gonna want to use, though, I've got here is the Enforcer, which is going to increase the damage of your pets, aka Hydras, by 24.6%. Obviously, it's going to be an increase in damage based on the rank, and then your pets are going to take 25% less damage. So I've got the Royal Ring there, the Stone of Jordan. I've been unfortunate in rolling sockets in my other jewelry, but the Enforcer is the main one you want to have. Obviously, if you do have some jewelry with some sockets rolled into it, you want to use a Bane of the Trap, something like that. By all means, that's absolutely a viable option. And then we've got our Haunt of Voxo here, more fire skill damage increase. We've got intelligence, we've got crit hit damage, crit hit chance on that. And then we're going to be running our Cinder Coat here. Fire skills, 20% more damage, intelligence, vitality, and it's going to reduce the resource cost of all of our fire skills by 29%. You can see that goes from anywhere from 23 to 30, almost a perfect 30, but 29% will suffice for now. So we've got that there. Definitely good to use when you're using these fire skills. Cast it more, cast it longer because of the resource cost reduction there. We've got a Harrington Waistguard. Opening a chest grants 114% increased damage for 10 seconds. The only problem you have with this belt is other people trying to click on everything before you. I'm guilty of it myself. It's just natural to want to click on items within the world. And it's definitely better, though, if you've got a Harrington, because you're going to be getting all kinds of damage increased from that. And then we're going to go over here to our Tasker and Theos. Definitely a must-have for pretty much any pet build. This is going to increase the attack speed of our pets by 47%. We've got intelligence, resist all, attack speed increase again because our Hydras are going to be based off our character's attack speed now, and crit hit chance as well on there. We'll go down here to our Serpent Sparker. This is one of the first weapons I found with the Wizard, and it's the weapon that I've been using pretty much ever since I've been playing Diablo 3 anytime I've used my Wizard. And you may have one extra Hydra active at a time. So you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and throw 2 of these bad boys down. So instead of 1 Hydra doing 330% weapon damage, we're going to have 2 Hydras each doing 330% weapon damage. And one thing I like about the Hydras, you can cast these things all over the place here, and you can see that our Arcane down here is barely moving. So there you go. You can always have those at the ready to go. So we've talked about that. We'll talk about our Firebird's Eye here. We've got 20% fire skill damage increase on here. We've got some intelligence, vitality, crit hit chance. And that's going to wrap up, round out our 5th piece of our 5 pieces we're using for our Firebird set to get our 6-piece bonus, courtesy of the Ring of Royal Grandeur. You can see here in my helm, I've got a 12.5 cooldown gem, intelligence, vitality, shoulders, I've rolled some black hole damage. We got increased cooldown of all skills, 8%, vitality, intelligence on there. And our pants here, we've just got some int, some bit, and some armor. Boots, ignore the roll on the boots, I was using those playing around with another build. But by all means, you can roll a skill appropriate to this build on these boots here. And we've also got movement speed, vitality, and intelligence on there as well. So that's our gear. Pretty simple and straightforward, guys. You know, using all of our fire gear in conjunction over here with our conflagration, you know, rolling that fire damage increase, it's really gonna do a lot of damage for you. And definitely be on the lookout for any of this gear that you can find if you come across it. We'll go ahead and get into our Paragon points now. For our core, we're gonna do our movement speed accordingly. We're gonna max out our arcane power, and then intelligence, vitality as needed. I've got crit hit chance, crit hit damage on here just for the DPS boost. And then I've got the rest into attack speed, because like I said, our Hydras will be attacking based on our character's attack speed. So you definitely want to get that as high as it can go. And then for our defense, we've got resist all, we've got armor, and then we've got life. And for our utility, life on hit first, a little bit of resource cost reduction, and then area damage, filling out the rest there. We're going to go ahead and pay our good friend the Butcher a visit. We're going to see what he has to say about our build. So sit tight, and let's get to work. Alright, here we are. Halls of Agony. Oh, we're coming across, we've got our first Goblin. Let's see how good this build does against our Gobbies. Make sure we've got... look at that, look at that. Goblin's still alive. He's running away. He's scared. That's one thing I don't like about the Goblins with this build. But we can see he's been taken care of rather quickly there. Let's go ahead and collect our gear. Or our items that he dropped. And you can see our Apocalypse Blizzard still raining from the skies. And look, I don't even really... I mean, look at those Hydras. I can just tell from looking at them that they're moving faster than the old patch. I mean, they are just doing complete work here. I'm going to get these guys wrapped up. And let's make our way to the Butcher, because he is going to be our test. We'll go ahead and handle this group here. Watch out, because we're about to die there. Health getting low, but that's why we got our Firebird set. And the Unstable Anomaly. One thing I forgot to mention about the Firebird set, which is pretty important, when you die, for the 4-piece set, when you die, a meteor is going to fall from the sky and revive you. So really, you've got 2 extra lives here between Unstable Anomaly and your Firebird bonus. It's just an all-around great set. Definitely the best that there is for the Wizard. And it's not a big deal if, you know, I die here. You'll be able to see me revive, and that's all part of the build too. But obviously we're going to try to stay alive. Already we've demolished our 100 enemies for this part of the bounty. That damn teleport, man. Sometimes it'll teleport you straight into the next room, and other times it won't even let you go past a wall. I'll never understand, but... I mean, just look at this. This is just absolutely insane. All kinds of damage all over. Absolutely bonkers in here. Just try to move along. Don't want to waste too much time on these trash mobs. Go ahead and kill this elite that we need to kill after we get these guys off our tails. I mean, just look at this. It's just absolutely melting stuff. Still haven't procced our Firebirds yet, or our Unstable Anomaly. Thanks for not dropping anything. Well, I opened the bloody chest. I guess that was part of it. Hello, hello. I'm here to dominate. Got some elites here. Let's see what these guys have to say. Just gonna make sure you kind of stay on the move. Pop those Hydras down when you can. Because even if you kind of walk away like this, they're still gonna attack the stuff. I remember once before I did a video on the Firebirds, and I basically just sat the Hydras down and did a crazy 8 around them, and it was still killing everything. And here we go, Chamber of Suffering. We'll get rid of his minions in front of the door here. Shouldn't take long at all. Nighty night. Let's go see what the Butcher thinks about our build. Fun times all around. Good evening, Butcher. Oh, oh, oh. Here we go. Oh, too bad, Mr. Butcher. You missed. Go and hit him there. I just can't stay out of the path of that thing, and it really drives me insane. Woo! See here, Butcher's obviously a bit tough. We're trying to get my Hydras to stay on him here. Get the hell out of the way of that. Looks like we're just having an issue with, guess I used a little too much Apocalypse on him. But there you go. Butcher is dead. Didn't stand a chance. Hydras are my babies. And that's it, guys. That's the build. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've been messing around with some different gear or anything with the Wizard, anything that you've been having fun with, please feel free to let me know down in the comments below. Please subscribe if you like my videos. Since the new patch has dropped, I will be doing more build videos for your pleasure. And as always, until next time, y'all stay beastin'. Peace.